Near the midpoint of the 2020 season, Cowboys rookie corner Trevon Diggs looked like the worst player at his position in the NFL. Now, obviously, a highly touted prospect struggling in such a small sample size is no reason to completely give up on a guy, but it was a tad bit alarming. Diggs wasn't just bad, he was really bad. But then again, so was the entire Dallas defense, as they gave up a whopping 39 points per game over their first 5 contests. Not coincidentally, that was also when Diggs fared the worst. Through 5 weeks last year, Diggs had a PFF grade of just 43.0, fourth worst among 61 corners with at least 200 snaps played. He gave up the 6th most catches and the 3rd most receiving yards in the NFL during that stretch, to go along with 2 touchdowns and a 110.0 passer rating. And he missed 7 tackles to boot. To put things nicely, it was a rough start to an NFL career. Now, one might expect a youngster to slowly begin to turn things around after a start like that, but probably not even the most optimistic person could predict how quickly Diggs would turn his game around and how high of a level his play would reach in that short time period. In a Week 8 Sunday night game versus the Eagles, Diggs racked up the first 2 interceptions of his career, and he also had 2 other pass deflections. The Cowboys lost with Ben DiNucci under center, but it was due to no fault of Diggs, as he put up a PFF grade of 90.4, which was the 4th highest any rookie corner had in a single game last year. From that game onwards, Diggs put up a grade of 81.2, the 8th best among all corners over the second half of the season. And yet still, few could have predicted Diggs taking his game to another whole level the way he has in 2021. In Week 1, Diggs intercepted Tom Brady. The following week, he got Justin Herbert. Then, he picked 6 Jalen Hurts on Monday Night Football. And then, he helped take down the previously undefeated Panthers with 2 interceptions of Sam Darnold. Yup, if you're any good at math, you can see that he has 5 interceptions in his first 4 games of the season. That's more than double the amount that every other player in the league except Logan Wilson and Byron Murphy have. Diggs is one of just 20 players ever to record a pick in each of his team's first 4 games. He's one of just 3 players to do so this century. No defender since the merger has more interceptions in his team's first 4 games, and Diggs is the first player with 5 since
one of the most hardest hitting safeties in the league
had that many in 2009. Ryan McNeil and Kurt Schultz are the only other 2 players to match that total since 2000. The last Cowboy to match that total was Chuck Howley way back in 1968. And going back to last season, Diggs has 8 interceptions in his first 16 career games, which is the 8th best total in NFL history. Only Anthony Henry and Jarris Byrd had more in their first 16 games since 2000. And to really drive home how absurdly dominant he has been in the turnover department, Diggs by himself has more interceptions this season than 26 of the other 31 teams in the NFL. Diggs exemplified these superb playmaking skills with his 2-pick game against the Panthers. Look at how he reads Sam Darnold like a book on this play, leaving his man in the zone to nab the INT. And his second was arguably even more impressive. From the very second DJ Moore began to break down at the top of his route, Diggs was already in a full sprint toward him to disrupt the play, and he wound up just stealing the ball away from him entirely. You cannot teach those kinds of instincts. The man is a natural ball hawk. But it's not like he's just a one-trick pony feasting on fluky turnovers either. His overall PFF grade of 78.8 ranks 4th among cornerbacks with at least 100 pass coverage snaps. He has also allowed the 4th lowest passer rating among such players with a measly 42.9 mark. Diggs' additional 3 pass breakups rank him 7th among cornerbacks. And teams haven't shied away from him much, and each of them have quickly paid the price. He is the most targeted corner in the NFL who hasn't allowed a touchdown pass in his coverage, according to PFF. 38 cornerbacks have been targeted 20 or more times through 4 games this season, and among those 38, only William Jackson III and Christian Fulton have allowed a lower completion percentage than Diggs' 50% mark. And per Next Gen Stats, teams have lost nearly 25 whole expected points when targeting Diggs this season, best in the league, which should go without saying. And after watching this video, Trevon Diggs being an elite corner is also something that should be obvious to any football fan. His turnaround story in less than a year from being one of the league's worst corners to one of the best is truly awe-inspiring. In CeeDee Lamb and Diggs, the Cowboys got two of the biggest steals of the 2020 NFL Draft. In fact, as Mike McCarthy said in the offseason, Diggs' ball skills are so unique that when the ball is in the air, he's basically like another receiver, just like Lamb out there. His words have proven to be prescient so far this season. With Dak Prescott under center, Dallas fields an explosive offense as always. But now with Diggs helping turn the defense around by manning the back end, the Cowboys seem to finally be back among the NFL's top Super Bowl contenders.